Hello people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am glad to see you all back in action in third year. Today we will start our grammar module with some information about conditional sentences. Before starting, remember that conditional sentences are complex sentences. That is to say, they consist of a dependent clause and an independent clause joined by a subordinating conjunction. The main clause can stand on its own, whereas the other one does not have meaning on its own. Having said this, let's get started. So as to make this less stressing for you, we will divide conditionals into big groups, real and unreal. Within the real conditionals group, we find conditional type 0 and conditional type 1. Conditional type 0. As you may already remember, conditional type 0 is used to speak about universal truths or situations that always happen. The structure for this conditional type is if plus present simple plus present simple, as the example that you can see below. Conditional type 1 is used to speak about very likely situations or results of an action. Remember that in conditional type 1, the consequence occurs in the future, whereas in conditional type 0, we have a similar concept to timeless present, that is to say, without any specific reference of time. The structure for conditional type 1 is if plus present plus will, may, should, and the bare infinitive form of the verb. Some typical examples of conditionals can be the ones that you can see below. Easy, right? Okay, so let's move to the next group, unreal conditionals. Conditional type 2. As the name of the group suggests, conditional number 2 is unreal, but it is also hypothetical. Why? Because the situations are not real in the present and are not likely to be possible also in the future. Conditional type 2 is used after expressions such as supposing that, since they are the ones that indicate unreality. For example, if I say, would you subscribe to my channel supposing I am a YouTuber? In addition to this, conditional type 2 is used for giving advice with the expression if I were. It is not impossible to use if I was, but there is a slight difference in meaning. Finally, remember that the consequences of this conditional happen or would happen in an unreal present or future. Conditional type 3 is used in regrets. It is unreal because both the condition and the consequence have already happened in the past. The structure for this conditional is if plus past perfect plus would have plus the past participle. As previously said, the consequences belong to the past. Are we clear so far? Please, if there are any questions, post them in the forum so that we can answer them as soon as possible. We are not over yet, so we are missing mixed conditionals. As regards mixed conditionals, conditionals type 2 and type 3 can be combined in some sentences and a new meaning is derived from this. There are two patterns for conditional sentences of mixed type. For instance, we may have conditional type 3 plus conditional type 2 to describe the present result of an already made action. On the other hand, we have conditional type 2 plus conditional type 3. This second combination describes an unreal situation and also its unreal past result. Having said this is the end of the video. Please, if you have any questions or comments, wait for the practice and